Dove soap is facing a reckoning of its own after teaming up with the Black Lives Matter activist Ziona Bryant on a, quote, fat liberation campaign.
Okay. Bryant was a University of Virginia student in 2020 when she accused a fellow student of referring to Black Lives Matter protests as, quote, speed bumps, only to later admit that she may have misheard the comments.
Piers Morgan joins us now and wondering why we picked this topic.
Well, good morning, first of all.
Hey, Piers.
And by the way, there is no I in team, but there are 3 I's in winning side.
Right.
Brian told me that.
Right. I have never heard that, but I love it. But does it blow you away that somebody be like, where's my catches? He's already making $18 million.
Of course, you can never have enough money, right, Brian? I mean, you know that.
Right.
Right? Oh, that's what you told me about your new deal negotiation, is that right?
Right, yeah, that's true. In fact, for more, read the prompter. I'm going to make a big announcement. All right. What are we talking about?
What do you make of this Dove?
The Dove thing. I've got to say about this. What is wrong with corporate America? Why is corporate America on this suicide mission?
I don't know.
To enrage all of the people that buy their products. We've just been through the Bud Light thing with Dylan Mulvaney, right, where you choose the single person most guaranteed to cause the wrong kind of furore and to actually drive people away from your product. And now we have this, where you choose somebody to promote your product who literally ruins someone's life with a lie. And that, you think, is the person who should be presenting the best way for your company to go forward. I think it's completely
Piers,
ridiculous.
answer that question, because you've thought about this. Why are they doing it?
I think they get, honestly, I think they get sucked into social media virtue signaling, where you've got to remember, 80% of people are not on Twitter. Right? Only 20% of people are on Twitter. And of those, 10% make 80% of the noise, and they're always extreme. So these companies follow social media, and they think, all right, that's what we've got to do. We've got to go and find someone like this to promote our soap. But when you actually analyse what this person did, she ruined a student's life with a lie. And the idea that she is now promoting this product with their endorsement is just to be absolutely extraordinary. But corporate America, get off Twitter, get off social media, ask real people in the real parts of America what they value in life, what they stand for, and honestly, they'd be better off going down to Middle America, going down to Texas, going down to Florida, and picking people off the street who use Dove soap and saying, you come and promote it.
Yes.
They would do better than choosing someone where the moment you look at them, you go, hang on, aren't you the person that did that to that poor student?
But let me ask something. Corporations have been accused in the past, and rightly so, of going for the almighty dollar. They want to make the maximum amount for their shareholders. Are they going to profit from this? Since when do you divorce yourself from profit?
We know from Bud Light they're not going to. We've seen this time and again now. We saw it with Gillette. Do you remember the Gillette campaign where they suddenly went from saluting, masculinity and men to saying that all men are evil predators until they can prove otherwise? And what happened? $9 billion off the bottom line.
But how much of that has to do with their structure, too? You have all these diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives. They start to take over what the company prioritizes.
Too many woke people. Right, running these companies, or at the behest of their younger woke employees.
They think the issue is more important than in promoting that issue than making the bottom line, making a dollar. Because they think eventually they will.
Yes. What are the most successful products in America? They're the ones that don't do this stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Stay out of politics.
Just walk down the high street and look at the most Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, right? Blah, blah, blah. They don't do this kind of stuff because they don't want to alienate half their audience in a heartbeat.
Didn't you interview the guy who kissed the girl, the president of the World Cup? What is his title?
Yes.
He's that.
Luis Rubiales.
Yeah.
He's in court
He
today.
looked you up.
He did. It was quite a funny story. Apparently, he'd watched my Ronaldo interview, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he said to his people, he had hundreds of journalists all around the world trying to get the first interview. He went, if Morgan call, I do Morgan. He told me that story. Which I quite like that. I'm going to put it on my answering machine now at work. Yeah. I'm Morgan. I'm calling.
What does he say? He didn't apologise for it, right?
It's a really interesting story of our times, isn't it? I don't think 20 years ago anyone would have batted an eyelid about what happened. He was hugging and kissing all of the Spanish female team who just won the World Cup. He was ecstatically overjoyed and lost control. And he just kissed and hugged all of them. But then he suddenly, with the captain, they had a little conversation and he grabbed her face like this and kissed her on the lips. He shouldn't have done it. He got carried away. He admits he got carried away. And I interviewed him for over an hour. He came to London. And it really comes down to this. Is what he did a crime? Is it even remotely approaching a crime? Is it a sexual assault? He did it in front of the world's media. Everyone was watching. He didn't mean anything bad by it. He accepts, with hindsight, he got a bit carried away. The lady captain concerned is seen on the team bus a little later, celebrating wildly, laughing and joking. They're all chanting Bezo, Bezo, which is kiss, kiss, Prezi, Prezi, which is the president. So it's complicated. Now, that's not to say that she isn't perfectly entitled to wake up the next day after that, see all the coverage is not about the women's team winning, which was an amazing achievement, but it's actually about this guy kissing her. And she's perfectly entitled to feel a different way about it. I get that.
What were her comments? What did she say?
Should this be in court now? I mean, look, I've literally flown here to promote my series on Fox Nation about interviewing criminals, serial killers. Right? This guy has been treated worse than a lot of the people that I've sat down with for this series. That seems to me an overreach.
He says his kids have too.
And I just think it's an overreach. I do.
Okay.
Talk to us real quick about the killer interview you just mentioned.
Well, I sit down with some of the most dangerous people in America, which, having sat next to Brian repeatedly on this program, has given me great experience in this. It's a fantastic series. It's 8 convicted killers, some of the most dangerous and infamous people in America, all sorts of different types of serial killers and psychopaths. You'll be, I think, engrossed by the way they all try and convince me they're innocent. And the real cat and mouse game is, as I go through their stories, can I unravel the truth? And do they ever accept that they're guilty? Because they've all been found guilty. They're all going to rot away in prison for the rest of their lives. But it's really me, literally this close. And I ask them the tough questions. And sometimes they look at me and you think, I've got about 3 seconds to get out of it.
Real quick. Do you know you're talking? If I told you this person was a librarian, can you sense there was something off about all of them?
Yeah, I mean, the moment I sat next to you here. I just realised you may be smiley Brian Kilmeade for the American people. To me, I'm looking at you thinking potential psychopath.
Right.
A man devoid of any real human emotion. Right? Masquerading as a really nice guy, right? No, I'm not buying it. So yes, the answer is yes.
Why don't you sit next to him, just so he feels a little bit better? Go ahead.
Can I just mention on this, by the way?
No, you go ahead.
Because you really are a nice person.
Did you see him? Did you see him wrestle Tyrus?
I was going to give you a kiss there, but after the last story, I'm not going to. Got to say, by the way, Fox News, 10 o'clock Sunday night, they're running one of them. It's one of the best stories imaginable. It's a guy who's an insurance fraudster. Basically, everyone he meets, marries, or touches dies, and he claims on the insurance and then lies about it.
Right.
Wow.
It makes even you look a good guy.
Excuse me, the attacks have to stop. Pete is totally entranced with every word you said. It's unbelievable.
Someone's finally saying the truth about Brian Kilmeade.
You know what? I've watched him live a lie a long time here, right? And I'm going to expose the real Kilmeade. It'll be my next series, the real Kilmeade, in 8 parts.
Don't talk to him. I'm forbidding you.
But Ainsley,
I have so much material for that.
Even nicer off camera than she is on camera, which you wouldn't think is possible.
It's true.
All right.
The complete opposite, in fact.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.